story is a little different. When I first, so I guess last semester, spring of last semester, I had a class with Dr. Flynn here, an entrepreneurship class, and she got us in the mindset of being an entrepreneur, and it was constantly talk about the incubator program here and different pitch competitions you can go to. So I was in the mindset of looking for a problem. I was constantly going out looking to find something to bring to the incubator and be able to kind of build up. And Nathan here, one of my friends in the dorms, he always had people coming up to him and asking how he was outfitting his dorm, because many people, their dorms were bland and very boring. And he started hanging up these rugs that he was making. A lot of these personal rugs and ones that we wouldn't sell, but people were very interested in the unique custom aspect and something that's non-traditional and not mass-produced. So we found out that this was potentially an avenue. I pitched it to Nathan. We went back to Dr. Flynn, and she encouraged us to join the incubator program. So that's what we did. And we started doing some customer discovery, and we found that out of our customer discovery, we got a response of 4 out of 5 with the want and need for custom unique decor, apart or different from the mass-produced generalized decor. And we also found that people want affordability, quality, and accessibility to the product, which is very hard to do at the moment. So where we're headed, we need to do more customer discovery. We're not quite as far as John here. And that's just to more find out what people want, because a lot of the things are, we need licensing to sell them. So trying to figure out a niche where we can get in without having to pay those licensing fees. A good avenue that we've kind of seen with the beginning stages of our customer discovery is pets. Specifically freshmen coming to the dorms, a lot of the parents, maybe marketing towards parents to kind of encourage, you're leaving, bring your pet with you, hang it on your dorm wall, etc. So that will be done through marketing. We need to set up our Shopify and get that in all of our social media pages. And then our quality, just improving to kind of have a competitive advantage apart from our competition. So our current milestones, we are actually selling rugs. We've sold a few. We launched our TikTok, which was pretty successful. We've only got one video, so it's kind of hard to judge success. But and then we're collaborating with another brand. Another student here at the university, he has a clothing brand, and he reached out to us and liked what we were doing, and so this week we're actually going to start making some rugs for him. And that's all we've got. We're not quite as far, but welcome to questions.
All right, questions?
So, good presentation. I love what you're doing. How do you see scaling this if your unique proposition is that it's handmade and custom? Do you have any idea of how big you want this to be and how you're going to do that?
So for scaling, that's kind of difficult because, like you said, if we're selling handmade items, we can't really go down the mass manufacturing route. An idea we did have to kind of keep that value of it being handmade is potentially hiring students to tuft the rugs, and then each rug would have a personalized signature of this student tufted your rug to kind of add value to the product and then keep it kind of local.
How many customers have you spoken with so far?
So for customer discovery, 30 to 40, and then we've sold 26 rugs, some of those being ones that he sold as a hobby, and then we're selling 20 more to the brand that we're partnering with.
What's the price point on those?
So this is not one we would sell, it's just a 3 foot by 3 foot. So the average price is $225 to $250. That's just what we found from what people in our market are willing to pay. And then, it takes roughly 3 hours to make and about $35 material.
Why rugs? Why would someone buy a rug versus a poster?
So that's, when we did our interviewing, it's just to have something unique. A lot of people think it's just generic and they kind of want to be different versus, just what everybody else has.
tell us about the name of the company. How did you come up with the name?
Yeah, so we were making, I don't know if I have to go back. So we were making this rug here, and that's 5 foot by 4 foot. And it's pretty big, and my dad kind of mentioned, he was just like, that's a big ass rug. And then, so we thought it was funny. We did it as a joke, because it just kind of worked, and then we pitched it, and like every time we've done it, people seem to like the name, so it kind of stuck.
So you're the company Big Ass Fans?
Yeah, he's got some of those in his shop, so that's kind of,
When I heard your company's name, I was picturing something larger, so
yeah.
is there a goal to make these bigger?
Custom products pay more, or like larger custom products, yeah, the margins would be higher, so eventually that would be a nice avenue to go down. But it also is kind of a play, like, our name's Big Ass Rush, but we sell small. So,
Do you think you're underpricing your product?
slightly, it's a little difficult because with the college market, it's hard to get people to pay over $250. So that's why we wanted to market more towards parents, because they have the funding to kind of pay higher prices. And I think the goal is kind of to get a name for ourselves and then, yeah, be able to branch out and charge more.
Just one question. Since the university is a journey, have you ever thought about something like, more like a puzzle that you can, add to it so that it's something that, you get the customer locked in?
Yeah.
And then you can always add some other things, some other features to the initial run, for example?
There's a couple people doing something similar, not as much like a puzzle. I mean, kind of. They sell like fruits, and like you get like 4 slices and it makes a full fruit or something. We've looked at that. We just haven't really looked into as much of like product development yet, because we're trying to do a lot of research to figure out what people really want. But yeah, I think that would be a good avenue to go down to kind of bring recurring customers
Well, I can see like Big Ten logos. You buy a Big Ten logo for, $25, and then, by the time you get them all filled out, there'll be 30 teams in the Big Ten at that point, but you can buy them a patch at a time and build out your rug. I like the progressive build out. That's a cool idea.
Are like all the orders like custom, so they're all kind of like made by the orders, like every time you get an order you make it, or do you guys have any like pre-made ones, or like anticipate anything there?
Yeah, so we wanted to do pre-made. It's hard because we don't know what people want. And so that's where the customer discovery kind of comes back in again. With the made to order, that's one of the biggest struggles we have right now, because there's so much communication back and forth with each customer. And like on Etsy, if you make like a post and you're selling a product, then they have to directly message you outside of that listing, send you an image, then you contact back, and it's just a really long process. And so we're trying to figure out a way to streamline that a bit through maybe a different Shopify is one avenue.
Have you thought about building workshops to create, or like teach people how to create custom?
We haven't yet. If we end up hiring more employees, we would have to like obviously teach them how to do it. But we haven't directly looked into workshops yet for that. I'll let you do.
Question.
Is the rug material paint, new fiber?
So
Goes on the rug?
we can, so it's, I should put a picture, but it's a big frame, and we have a gun and you put yarn in it, and then you trace it with a projector, the image. So we can do any image, project it, trace it, and then you tuft with yarn over the traced lines. And then like you go in with trimmers and make it so it's all level and even. And then the edge binder, we're actually getting one tomorrow. So this will be our competitive advantage. All of the edges will now be sewn. Everybody else in the market is hot gluing the back, so it's like, it looks a little tacky. So we're gonna start sewing the edge around each rug, which will be a lot higher in quality than
then do you just sell indoor rugs, or are you thinking about doing outdoor rugs as well in the future?
Outdoor rugs would have to be more of a plastic or like composite material, and I don't know how that's done. But the gun we have is just like it pumps yarn into a canvas. We'd have to do more research to figure out if we'd be able to do that, but we haven't gotten that route yet.
Can you talk about the licensing aspect of this, especially if you're doing custom, like, how are you protecting yourself?
Yeah, so that's where it kind of gets a little difficult in trying to market towards things that don't have to be licensed. The big one would be pets. 'Cause, yeah, you can do any pet. We do have licensing for Greek letters. That was an avenue that I thought we could go down, so I got licensing for that after figuring out some people wanted it. And then if we need to, potentially getting something to school. But we haven't seen enough desire to put even more Hawkeye apparel in dorms already. That's already been pushed pretty heavily, so.
Can you explain your reasoning as far as fully customized versus if you scale a few pieces of artwork that you sell? Why do you want to be fully customized if you do?
I guess I'm not really sure how to answer, because we don't know if we won't be selling
Yeah.
pre-made yet. That's something we still need to figure out. The reason we're doing fully customized right now is that's just what people have been asking for.
Yeah.
So that's just what we're delivering, but we do, once we get bigger, it'd be a lot easier to scale if we had pre-made, or I guess, yeah, like pre-made ideas or designs, we could just kind of keep doing it, but that's something we build into.
Any other customer segments that you're looking at?
Yeah, so our main customer segment is specifically women 18 to 24. Most of the people that I've talked to, women have desired the rugs more. And then parents, and then like freshmen, college students. Those are the main three that we kind of look into right now.
Have you thought about, taking to schools for, custom logos, athletic department type stuff, elementary schools?
So we just had a lady reach out to us. It was a librarian from a high school, and she wants their high school mascot and like some design throughout all the libraries. So we're doing a deal right now with her and trying to get that worked out. So that could potentially be an avenue.
If your market is freshman, college, I guess, have you thought about doing a partnership with like the IMU or the Iowa bookstore to just kind of sell pre-made rugs? So I feel like parents would kind of buy into that if they're...
Yeah, we've talked about that with Dr. Flynn actually. The only thing that we ran into is just our margins, because then the university obviously takes a cut from the licensing too. So really trying to find suppliers to be able to cut down our costs first and then go down that route.
Going off of that, I don't know if you know, like every year out by the IMU, they sell like posters and stuff.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know how that's run or who does that, but maybe if you have like a few pre-made to just put out there and take orders, I feel like that could be a good opportunity. Tons of freshmen go there to figure out how to decorate their dorm, so.
For sure. Thank you.
Actually, that brought up a good point, actually. When all the freshmen move in, they're obviously all with their parents and stuff, so like that initial week when all the parents are there, maybe have like some advertisement or like have like, I guess shops, like set up shop somewhere and have like, the rugs out so people can see them. They can like tell parents like, hey, this is how it's done. Like you can hang it off, and then the kids are there like, oh, this is actually pretty cool. And the person that's actually paying for it is actually there with them. So maybe it's like more of an interaction there, like getting over.
Yeah. I was just going to have a meeting with Dr. Flynn tomorrow, and one of the things I was going to bring up to her, specifically you're talking about flyers, is as a freshman you get like a gift basket, like, oh, buy your kid this or outfit their dorm room with this. Trying to see if we could get a flyer of our rugs as like, send your kid with your pet or
Can you explain just a second the process? I mean, when you get contacted, someone gives you the design?
Yep,
Or
so.
you put it on,
Yep, so we get sent an image, we take this image, if it's too complex, we'll like vectorize it, and then we plug in a projector, put it on a canvas, and then we take our tufting gun, and then whatever colors, we start tracing where we previously traced on them. And then from there, you glue it and sew it.
There's another, you're talking about college students and all of everything, but another could be, for example, for babies. Baby rooms or
Yeah,
parents spend a lot of time.
yeah, that's definitely another avenue we need to look at. Thank you.
Any other questions?
Just a comment back to the licensing and copyright stuff. You might consider getting an artist on board and come up with more original designs.
So our one of our friends actually does some graphic design here. He's been kind of trickling us through. So we have a collection of like original art that we would like to pursue, but we want to have a client base to be able to pitch that to.
Keep thinking of the chicken foot rug that I saw on TikTok. You know what I'm talking about?
I think so.
Yeah. See that kind of stuff. I mean, but I don't know if you
Yeah.
that might get better. So.
Thank you.
Any other questions? If there are no other questions, I will ask our final question. What can we as a community do to help you?
Didn't think about this. If you got anybody that would maybe want to buy a rug, just more customer discovery. If you know anybody that would be interested in something like this, we're going to the Art Fest, so that'll be big for us. But anybody that would potentially be in this segment, we'd love to talk to them. So.
Very good. Tristan, another round of applause.